Any other points that it hits are also answers to that. Sometimes it hits at convenient points. Sometimes it doesn't hit at nice points. But all those points are points that work for the equation. All right, is that the next one? Okay. All right, so I'm laying out this one. This is an important one. You see something like this tomorrow, you gotta make sure you can answer all the little pieces that it says. Okay. School sells pen for $2, notebooks for $3 down in the school store. The equation 2x plus 3y equals 60 describes the number of pens and notebooks that you can buy for $60. So you're going Christmas shopping. You're going to get mom and dad pens and notebooks.
That's always a good gift.
Heck yeah. Graph the function and find its intercepts. I kind of think it should be reversed. Find its intercepts and then graph the function. So how are we going to word that? So that's what we got to do first. Is you should have a little bit of an area there. Find the intercepts in that spot, just like we did before. So I'm going to do it right here. I got that equation, 2x plus 3y equals 60. Now we don't have, so we need to find intercepts because we're going to have to do a scale on that graph. Okay, it won't just be one, but let's get our intercepts first before you plot anything. Okay, before you plot it, give them both. So for the x-intercept, Jenna, what am I going to do for the x-intercept? You just wrote it down right above the problem.
Would it be 2, 0 or 0, 2?
Neither. Look right above. For the x-intercept, what is it? What instructions did it say? For the problem, it says let what equal 0?
Oh, yeah. 0 or y.
Let y equal 0. For the x-intercept, you let y equal 0. You got to do that. And so that gives me 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 60. And that just gives, now that gives us 2x equals 60. Divide by 2. I get x equals 30, which we write as 30 comma 0. 30 comma 0. Y-intercept. Let. Reese, what do I got to let equal 0?
3. Or no, it's 2.
Well, don't let the 2's got to stay, but you let the x equal 0. So it's always the opposite. So for the y-intercept, you let x equal 0. For the x-intercept, you let y equal 0. That becomes 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 60. 3y equals 60 divided by 3, divided by 3, y equals 20. So that gives me 0, 20. All right, now I got to come up with a scale. I got to graph this. You got this grid here, and this is part of what you need to be able to do. You got to come up with a scale that makes sense. Okay, the scales that don't. I wouldn't go 1. You got to get to all the way to 30 on the x-axis. What could you let each line go by?
5 and skip 1 line.
What do you mean skip 1 line?
I put 5 and then I skipped 1 line and left 1 line.
All right, are you going this way or this way?
Oh, I did y first. Yeah.
All right, you did y first. So if I go by 5, that'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, right?
Yeah, but I skipped 1 line in between.
All right, now here's what you got to watch. So you did this, like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of people are doing this. That's a little bit, that's wrong, and let's explain why it's wrong. Here's what you got to do. Is because if you let that first line be 5, you are making every line be what? 5. So you would technically have to do 5. That would be 10. That would be 15. That would be 20. If you want to skip every other line, you got to skip the first line and make that a 5. So if you want to do it that way, so you got to skip that first line. So now every 2 lines give me 5. So it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Whatever you let that first line be, then the next line has to be that much more. So if I make this 2, don't write anything down. Don't write. If I make this 2, the next line absolutely has to be what? 4. Add 2. It would be 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you want to skip a line, go ahead and skip that first line. Now, I don't think I can let this be 2. To make as much, can I make every line be 3? Would that fit on there? I would need 10 of them, right? 10 times 3 is 30. So if I can go 3, I think I can do that. Do you guys have enough room? Because your grid's a little bit different.
Yeah, they have 10.
They got 10. All right, so we'll go 3. You go ahead, do what Austin said up the sides, but make sure your second line's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And now I'm going to make each one 3. So 3, 6, 9. Let's see. Now, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark every other one. So this is what you'll usually see it as. So that second one will be 6, and it'll be 9, and then 12, and then 18, and then 24, and then 30, and then I'm just going to carry that out to 36. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. All right. Make your points. 30, 0. 0, 20. Now, for this one, it doesn't make any sense to buy any negative pens, or you can't buy a negative amount of pens or negative amount of notebooks. So we're basically, when we get to those points, you can just stop. Okay, so connect those. Stop.
Yeah, no arrows here, guys.
Okay, can anybody, all right, and the book does this like, can anybody come up with a third point that works? We got 2 points that work, for sure. Okay, 2 points that work are 30 and 0, and 0 and 20. And 0 and 20. Can anybody give me a third point that works? Okay, you can either looking at your graph, what you got?
15, 10.
It's just 15, 10. So let's go here. Let's see if that works. So 15, I go to 15 and 10. All right, looks like it's on the line, but here's what I am going to double check it into the equation. What was my equation? 2x plus 3y equals 60. Does that work? What's 2 times 15? 30, right? 2 times 15 is 30. What's 3 times 10? 30. What's 30 plus 30? 60. So does that point work? Yeah. All right, so you should be able to pick up another point or look on there and see if you find other points where they're at, okay? All right, now, big thing. What does each intercept represent? And I'm kind of giving you a pretty big guide here. Our x-intercept, first of all, we need to list that, and that was 30, 0. And I believe I got everything laid out so that you put in ordered pair. Now, it means a student can purchase how many pens if how many notebooks are purchased. It means a student can purchase 30 pens if what? 0 notebooks are purchased. Okay? So that's your x-intercept. Your y-intercept is 0, 20. That means your student can purchase how many notebooks? 20 notebooks if 0 pens are purchased. Now, if you want a combination, you can do 15 and 10. 15 pens, 10 notebooks. Okay, but then when they ask about what do the intercepts represent, you need to come up with a statement like this. You can purchase 20 notebooks for 0 pens or 30 pens for 0 notebooks for that. All right, there's your x and y intercepts. Find them both, plot them, draw the line through it. Now we talked about slope a ton. This is just like a general overview. You got your 4 types of slope right there.
Jump.
Positive. Is that the right way?
Yep.
All right. Negative. Negative.
This is like Superman taking off.
Undefined. And then
Oh, look out. Oh my gosh.
0. All right. Sorry.
You're fine.
That's good.
All right. If you don't remember that now, you never will. So your desk is next. So positive, negative, 0. That's $75.
It is.
That's $75.
I said 75 for Mr.
Bring it
Barker.
in. Lay the cash out. Tomorrow I'll do it.
I gotta head to an ATM.
Zero slope. Undefined. All right. So now, find the slope. If you have this right here, I know you got points here, but you don't really, those points can help you, but you can just count blocks up and over. Watch the scale though. Make sure your scale's okay. Like everything's one. And in this case, it appears to be, because you got -1, -2, -3. Positive or negative? Reese, positive or negative slope?
Positive.
Positive slope. All right. Jeff, how am I going to find the slope?
You go from one point to the other point.
Okay, so I'm going to go, and you got to go up and over, vertical and horizontal. So how far up do I have to go? And then how far over? So how far up is that? 3. 1, 2, 3 blocks. How far over? 6. So now, how do I write that? Because some people will do this. That's way wrong.
Way wrong.
You got to write it as a fraction. 3/6. Now, I'm still going to count that wrong if you leave it as your final answer. That's a start. Okay. Simplify it to 1/2. And it's okay to start with 3/6 and then write it as 1/2. And it always has to be a fraction, because if you type this in your calculator, it'll say 0.5. Don't give me 0.5 as an answer. Always got to be a fraction. Okay. All right, that next one, you should be able to look at that and just give the answer. Oh, we're looking at it, right? Undefined. You got to write it out. You got to spell it correctly here.
Don't forget to jump.
Jump. I don't know if I can't. My verticals have really gone down.
Undefined facial expression is what makes it.
Yeah. Undefined. All right, so you got that case there. If you have, like, they give you the graph, just count up and over. Right, Jim? Okay. All right, flip it over on the back. We're on the back, right? The slope between any 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. Here's your slope formula. You got to know this one. See at the top where it says m equals? Write that slope formula down. Now, here's the deal. If you get to the quiz tomorrow, you're like, oh, crap, I totally forget it. And so that's probably going to, wipe out like half your test. We'll sell you the formula.
75?
75. No, we'll sell it. If you need the formula, it might cost you a point. Okay, it might cost you maybe 2. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see. But, don't. So, like, if you totally forget it, for the right fee, we'll let you get the point, like a point or 2. You should know. That's a fact. But I don't want you to miss 15 points because you forgot it. So there's your equation. So now we got to subtract. We got given 2 points. Find the slope. Just go through your formula. Okay. So I always think of this, and you can go in either way. But I always do the first one is x1, y1. The second 2 is x2, y2. If you want to learn the formula, write it down for each problem. I guarantee you won't forget it. Okay, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I still write it down. And I'm going to go y2 minus y1. 1 minus 5 over 2 minus 8. 1 minus 5 is -4. 2 minus 8 is -6. And I did this on purpose because you got to watch here. -4 divided by -6. Your final answer, you cannot leave 2 negatives in your final answer. What is that sign in the final answer? Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
It's got to be positive. And if it's a positive, you don't even need to write the positive. And you reduce it. 4/6 reduces to?
2/6.
Not 2.
2/3.
2/3. So you got 2/3. That's your final answer. Positive 2/3. So make sure you got that. All right, see what you get. See what you get for this one. We did one. You got it right in front of you. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. Y's are always on top, X's are always on bottom. You're allowed to use your calculators, so don't just make an error with your sign just because you want it too quick. You can always throw those in there. Oh, yeah, we gotta work. That ain't far.
In this one, because you did 7 minus -2, you gotta do 1 minus 4, which you Oh. What's the one? Always the Y state, so we did 95.
Second. We gotta finish it. You gotta finish it off.
Okay. You want the 7 minus? Yeah. Ooh, -2 minus.
That's right.
Ooh, what do you got? 7 minus 2? What do you do?
7 minus 6.
Yeah.
Mason, how'd you set this up?
It says -2.
Okay, so go ahead. We got the formula. So what you plug it in, guys. That's huge right there. It's not 7 minus 2. It's 7 minus -2. Okay, so you went this way with your y. So you have to go this way with your x's. So what'd you write on the bottom? Okay, what happens when you subtract a negative? You add, right? Turns 7 plus 2 is 9. What do you get when you're 1 minus 4? And what is 9? Guys, you can't leave it like this. What's 9 divided by -3? Yeah.
If it works out to a whole number, you can write it as a whole number, but you cannot leave it as 9 over -3.
Yep.
So if you want to leave that as -3, or you need to write that as -3. Your final answer.
Yeah, I mean, if you write this, we're not going to take off. Okay, it's the same thing.
But understand that -3 is probably how we're going to write it. Keep going, Mr. Parker.
Guys, you remember what I told you yesterday? If I have an x or y as the same number, what did I tell you? Do you guys remember? It's either going to be what? Horizontal or what? Vertical. It's either going to be undefined or 0. Right? So, Lindsay, what are my y's? -2 minus -2. What are you putting for x's then? 7 minus 5. Lindsay, what happens up here? What's -2? What happens to the minus -2? What's -2 plus 2?
0.
Oh, lama. 7 minus 5.
2.
Okay, can you leave it like this? No. Okay, what's 0 divided by 2, guys? Guys, if you don't get an error, it's 0. 0 divided by -2, 0. The slope is 0. Okay, now, everybody do this. Everybody, there's a huge difference. This is not this one, but guys, this is not 0. It says error, right? What's the slope? This would be undefined. Know the difference. But this one right here, okay, I'm just showing you this. This one right here is 0. 0 slope. Okay?
Right. Picture me laying on the table.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. We got a table. What do we have to do to get the slope here? What do we have to do, guys? What do you think, Austin? Diana, what do you think?
N equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
We're still going to do this. So what do we got to do? Pick 2 Does it matter which one we pick, guys? Does not. It does not. Okay? I don't know about you guys. I'm picking anything with 0 in it. Okay, so here's my first point, guys. 0, 1. Right? Pick another point so we're all doing it together. Doesn't matter. Maya, pick another one. Okay, we're going to pick those two. Okay? Pick 2 coordinate points. That's all. And we're doing it the same as the 2 before. Okay, that's it. Maya, set it up for me. What are my Y's?
3 and 1.
Okay, so what do you want to set up?
3 minus 1.
Yes, ma'am. So you went this way, 3 minus 1, so you got to do what?
Negative 1 minus 0.
Beautiful. Maya, what's 3 minus 1?
2.
What's negative 1 minus 0?
Negative 1.
Now, can I leave it like that? Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to count off, but what should we really write this as? What's 2 divided by negative 1, guys? Okay, either one is right, especially if 1's in the denominator. But I would probably write negative 2. Now, guys, would I get that if I picked any other points? Would I get negative 2? Yes. It doesn't matter what 2 points you pick. Just make 2 ordered pairs. You have ordered pairs, just pick 2 of them. Does that make sense? Okay. You might want to write yourself a little note up there. Pick 2 ordered pairs. Doesn't matter what 2. Oh, no. Tell what the slope represents. Now, guys, you see how this grid's going up by crazy numbers? I would not try to count this. Okay? I would use what? I would use that. Okay?
It's a little fuzzy on their papers. Make sure, all right, those 2 points, the first or the top one is 50-20.
50-20 and 30-10.
30-10. Okay, I know it might be a little bit fuzzy, but 50-20 and 30-10. If you need to write those down on the side, write those down on the side. All right, find the slope. Use your slope formula, see what you come up with.
See what you guys get now. Guys, is this going to, the plant growth? What's happening to the plant? It's growing, so what kind of slope are we going to get? It's positive. It's positive. Okay? See what you guys get.
You reduce it if you need to. Maddie, what'd you get for your slope?
1/2.
All right, just double check. Make sure you go through there.
What'd you put on top, Maddie?
20 minus 10.
20 minus 10. So what'd you put on the bottom there?
50 minus 30.
And let's see, we got 10 over 20. Zeros cancel. I agree with Maddie. Slope is 1/2. Nice job.
Big step here. What does that represent in the context of this problem?
What do you guys think? What do you think, Griffin?
Grows 1/2 centimeter a day.
And that's correct. There's also another way you can word it, which would be correct. Okay, you can live with 1/2 centimeter a day. Well, how else could you word that? Okay. It grows 1 centimeter every what? 2 days. Think about that. 1 over 2. The numerator is your height. The denominator is the number of days. So you can also say 1 centimeter per 2 days.
Yeah, you can see if you double 1 centimeter a day, well, or 1/2 centimeter a day, or 1 centimeter double the days. We double that in 2 days. Yep.
So for that one. All right. Okay, let me hit this last one. All right, so that you can do it either way. All right, last little piece here. Any equation, this is what we did in the last section. Any equation, y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. So you got that m right there, put down slope, b is y-intercept. So anytime you got that form, so if we got y equals 3x plus 5. 3 is my slope, 5 is my y-intercept. Y equals 1/2 x minus 2. 1/2 is my slope, negative 2 is my y-intercept. Okay, so we've talked about that. Is that the only thing we had there? All right, write the equation in slope-intercept form. Now, number one, these are the two special cases. Okay, I wanted to hit those. So just write both of those down. We're going to do both of those on that graph right below there. We're going to do both of those on that. Don't do these are both number one. Both of those are number one. Don't put either one under number two. Okay. I wanted to fit them both on. All right, special cases. Either you recognize them, it's like a piece of cake, or you're looking at it and you're like going to be eyes will glaze over. Y equals 2. Okay, no X on it. What does that look like? Okay, we've done this a couple times. Emily, you remember?
Repeat the question.
Do you remember what the equation for y, what the graph for y equals 2 will look like?
No.
No? Alex, do you remember?
I don't know.
Maddie?
Undefined.
No, not undefined. Not undefined. Griffin?
0.
Well, okay, that's the slope. That's the slope, but what's the line look like?
A horizontal line.
Horizontal line. So right under y equals 2, you wrote y equals 2, draw a horizontal line. Draw it. Now we'll go to the graph. We'll go to the graph, y equals 2. And that's a horizontal line through 2. I probably need to move it up slightly. Okay. And I put arrows on it. And I'm going to put, since I'm going to have two, I'm going to put both of these graphs on that one. Keep them both on there. That's y equals 2, so I'm going to label it. Now, x equals negative 3. Well, if that's a horizontal line, x equals negative 3 is going to be a vertical line. So we're going up and down. Now, that slope is undefined. But so we go over here, and I'm going to draw x equals negative 3. So you go to negative 3, and we might draw in a vertical line. Okay, so those are kind of the two special cases where it's not diagonal. It doesn't have a slope to it. It's either undefined slope or zero slope. So you got vertical line. Now we don't need to put that in slope-intercept form because you just got one letter. Number 2. All right, write that down for number 2. That second one. Do I need to move anything to get in slope-intercept form? No, it already is. Jeff, what's my slope?
3/2.
See that big little,
Oh, negative 3/2.
yeah, negative 3/2. Since it's a negative slope, on the front you have that what it should look like. A negative slope goes downhill. So when we're done, our line better go downhill. Okay, better go downhill. Now, what is the y-intercept, which we call b? All right, what is the y, Ava? What's my y-intercept? Positive 3, and we always write that as a 0.03. Always start with your y-intercept. Now I'm going to graph it. Y-intercept is 3. 0.3, that's where we start. Y-axis. Start on the y-axis. Okay, always start y-axis. All right, now 3/2. I can either go up or down, it doesn't matter, but I got to make sure I get the downhill. So if I'm going to go up, 1, 2, 3, which direction do I go? Left or right? Okay, if I go up 3, left or right, Alex, coming back at you. I went up 3. Should I go left 2 or right 2? Okay, so I go left 2, and then if I connect that, you're right, I will get a negative slope. I go down 1, 2, 3, to the right 2. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get at least 4 or 5 points on it. Okay, as many as I can get a nice little protractor. Go ahead and draw it through there, and then Got that. Okay. All right, last one. A little bit of a curveball. Little deuce at you. See if you can hit it. Copy that down.
I get the curveball. Forget the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater.
Okay. Riley, what's the problem? As you look at that.
I mean, y needs to be right now.
Very good. Y needs to be by itself. All right. Juan, do you know how to get the Y by itself? No? Does it look like it's by itself? No. What's in the way? All right. That's the last thing you want to look at. What else is in the way? What else is on the same side of the equal sign? Got to get rid of that first. How do I get rid of that, Juan? You know how to do this.
Take it over to the other side, brother.
How do I take it over there? Yeah, subtract it. Minus 6x. Minus 6x. Minus 6x. Okay, always deal with the 2 last. Okay, if you got a constant in front of it, it's multiplying, that's always got to be last because some of you make that mistake and you want to start dividing by that. Do that last. All right, now how do I write that on the right-hand side? We've tried to really reinforce it, but it can be difficult. Griffin, what do you think?
2y equals negative 6x plus 10. And
Yes.
Divide everything by 2.
Well, easy there, big guy.
Easy, fella.
Slow down. Yes, I want to put the x piece first because that's our mx plus b form. You cannot, when you first did this, all of you wanted to subtract and tell me it was 4. Remember, they're not like terms. So I'm close. I got to get rid of the 2. To get rid of the 2, we divide everything by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So I get y equals negative 6 divided by 2. Does it come out to a nice number, whole number? Yeah, negative 3. 10 divided by 2, does it come out to a nice whole number? Yeah, 5. My slope is negative 3, but since for graphing purposes, I will make it over 1, so I go 3 over 1. Y-intercept, my b value, 0, 5. 0, 5. Oh, don't be stealing that. So go to 0, 5, put a dot. Put a dot. Now, I can't really go up, can I? A lot of room, so I got to go down. Oh, what type of slope? Is it negative or positive? Negative. So it's going downhill. So I got to go down 3 and over how far? To the which way? Over to the right. I go down 3 over to the right, down 3 over to the right. Connect. Draw arrows. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I don't have any homework for you tonight. I know you're a little disappointed. Review this stinking sheet. Got it?
Is this the all test?
That's your test. That's your quiz. Now, if you didn't do the homework, I'm going to get your homework from last thing tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow. If you didn't do it, you got a chance to do it. Okay? So maybe now it'll help you. Jeff said you had a little bit of struggle bus issue. Maybe it'll help you.
Will you do yesterday's homework tomorrow then?
Let's see if I can get that.
It was just this one.
Yep. Griffin, do you have that worksheet? I'll get it tomorrow. So those of you who I didn't get it, you got a little extra time for that one. All right, quiz tomorrow.
Here's your pencil.
You can have it.
Well, how is this?
I saw you get